Hello everyone, this is Akansh Suman here. Now we are going to solve the questions based on the reverted gear train. In the question it is given that arm A carry two gears B and C. Here I am just showing you in the diagram that it is B and it is C and it is D and it is E. So A compound gear DE. This is DE compound gears. What is the meaning of the compound gears? When more than one gear are mounted on the same shaft, it would be considered as a compound gear. Okay, so here D and E are the compound gears. Okay, and both are having the same speed because both are mounted on the same shaft and both are having the same direction of the velocity because both are mounted on the same shaft. So that is the meaning of the compound gear train. Okay, so here you can see that the gear B meshes with the gear E. Okay, gear C meshes with the gear D. Okay, the number of teeth on the gear B is given, that is 75. Number of teeth on the gear C is also given, that is 30. Number of teeth on the gear D is also given, that is 90. Okay, but number of teeth on the gear E is not given in the question. Okay, we will see if it needs to find out the number of teeth on the gear E, we will calculate. So find the speed and the direction of the gear C. It is asking that find the speed and the direction of the gear C when the gear B is fixed. Another thing is given that gear B is fixed. Gear B is, what is the meaning of the gear B is fixed? That means NB is equal to 0. Speed of the gear B is equal to 0. And the arm making 100 RPM. The speed of the arm, that is 100. We need to draw the table because we are solving the questions based on the epicyclic gear train, so we need to draw the table. So first I am writing here motion and then it is arm, and since D and E both are the compound gear, so they are having the same velocity. So either you calculate the speed of the gear D or speed of the gear E, both are having the same value. Okay, the next is B and the next is C. Now see here, first we need to consider arm is fixed. If arm is fixed, that means it is having zero velocity, zero speed. Arm is fixed, and if when arm is fixed and D and E are having X, or you can say the compound gears are having X RPM rotation, X RPM in plus X RPM means X RPM in clockwise direction. The shaft of the compound gear train rotates in the clockwise direction with the X RPM. Okay, now see here, how can we calculate the speed of the B? Because B is connected to E. Okay, so here we will use the formula, that is speed ratio NB upon NE. Okay, because both B is in mesh with E, so that would be TE upon TB. Okay, so from here you can calculate the speed of the NB, and NB would be NE. NE is what? X TE upon TB. Okay, now what would be the direction of B? If we have assumed that the D and E are in rotation in the clockwise direction, so that means B will rotate in the anti-clockwise direction, so I am considering minus sign. Similarly, how can we calculate the speed of the C? The procedure is same, that is X, because both are C is in mesh with D and D is also having the X RPM, so X multiply TD upon TC. Okay, and that would be minus sign because D is also in clockwise direction with X RPM, so that's why C will rotate in the anti-clockwise direction. So this is when the arm is fixed, and when the arm is free, so what would be the total motion when the arm is free and it is having Y RPM in clockwise directions, and that is X plus Y, we have to add Y, that is Y minus X multiply TE upon TB, that is Y minus X TD upon TC. Okay, we have to add the y motion in every term, so that would be the total motions. In the question it is given that the gear B is fixed. That means gear B is fixed means NB is equal to 0. And what is the speed of the gear B? That is y minus x Te upon Tb. So I can write here y minus x Te upon Tb, that is equal to 0. Y is given or not in the question? Y is given. The speed of the arm is given, that is 100 rpm clockwise. That means y is equal to 100 plus 100. I am considering plus sign as clockwise direction and minus sign as anti-clockwise direction. Anti-clockwise direction. Now you can calculate y is equal to x Te upon Tb. What is Te? Te is not given in the question. Okay, we can calculate the Te. So we can write it as it is Te upon, what is Tb? Tb is 75. Now see here, how can we calculate the number of teeth of the gear A? See here, we need to use the radius. We need to use radius. We need to take a help of radius in order to find out the teeth on the gear E. See here, radius of gear C plus radius of gear D, that is equal to radius of gear B plus radius of gear E. Yes or no? Are you getting my point? There are 4 teeth, and out of 4 there are 4 gears, and out of 4 gears the number of teeth on the 3 gears are given, and we can calculate the number of teeth on the 4th gear. So we can apply RC plus RD, because C and E are in mesh. So RC plus RD, that is equal to RB plus RE. Okay, and we all know all are mating gears, then we can say this is R is equal to MT by 2. Okay, so that is MC is equal to MD is equal to MB is equal to ME. Okay, so I can write here MB is equal to MC is equal to MD is equal to ME, because all are having mating gears, all are in meshing with each other, so it will be having the same module. So we can write it as MTC by 2 plus MTD by 2 equal to MTB by 2 plus MTE by 2. Okay, and M to M cancel out, and 2 will be cancel out, and finally we will get the equations TC plus TD is equal to TB plus TE. So these are the number of teeth on the gear BCDE, and number of teeth on C is given, that is 30, plus TD is given, that is 90, and TB is given 75, and we can calculate the number of teeth on the gear A. So when you solve this, that would be 120 minus 75, and it would be 45. So the number of teeth on the gear E would comes out to be 45. Okay, so the procedure to find out the number of teeth you can see here. Now you just have to put the value in these equations. Y is given, that is 100, and that is x multiply, that is x multiply T is what, 45 upon 75, and from here you can calculate the value of x, that is 166.67 rpm. Okay, so the value that comes out to be, that is 166.67 rpm and that is in plus, that means it is clockwise. And what is we have to calculate? The speed or and the direction of the gear C. So what is the speed of the gear C? That is y minus x td upon tc. Okay, so nc is equal to y minus x td upon tc, y minus x td upon tc. Okay, we can calculate y value is given, that is 100, and x we have calculated that 166.67. Okay, 166.67 multiply td is what? Number of teeth on the gear D, that is 90, and tc is 30, so that would cancel out by 3. Okay, and when you subtract that, you will get 100 minus 166.67 multiply 3, and that is 400. That means minus 400 rpm. Minus 400 means 400 rpm anti-clockwise, 400 rpm, and the direction is anti-clockwise. So you just have to follow the procedures. Okay, and just draw the table accurately, because all the calculation are depends on the table that you have drawn. If you make any mistake in drawing the table, you will get the wrong answer. You will not be able to solve the questions. In the next solutions, we have just to put the values of the data. Okay, in the table, whatever we have got the data in the table, we have just to put the values, numerical values in this data, and we will get the answer. So as you are able to draw the table, how to draw the table accurately, then the questions would be solved 70 to 80%. The remaining is just to do just would be the calculations only. Okay, so I hope you will understand the solution of that question. The answer for this question is 400 rpm anti-clockwise. Okay, so thank you.